What's happening, everybody? Just doing a little shop walk around. Been making some parts this week. I made quite a few things, and I've spent the last 2 days getting them cut and trimmed and final sanded and washed up. And got a couple pieces I want to do a little hand polish on, but get them packaged up on Monday and get them out of here. Pretty much caught up on all my stuff except for what was ordered in the last 2 weeks. So if I owe you parts and you're seeing this, your stuff's leaving Monday. Been having a good time. Hadn't done any real walk around videos with you guys in a while. Unfortunately, I lost my little summer helper, which sucks, but maybe he'll be back for some after school work or some weekend stuff. Told him I had some work for him this weekend. I didn't hear from him. But we had a good time this summer, and I got to teach somebody a lot of what I know, and was enjoyable to have somebody else around and not just be here by myself all the darn time, just me and the dogs. So figured I'd go over a couple things for you. I made 3.5 of my two-piece Fox body deck lids, and 3.5 because I sold 3 full deals, and I redid one of the tops for a customer to help out with something they had going on, and I made some changes to the way I do my layup and my mold. So when I molded let me turn it around, I can explain it better. When I bought the deck lid to mold off of, I originally made it wider by almost a finger width, about 3/8 of an inch on both sides. But I didn't think nothing about this front leading edge here. I've never owned a Mustang, so I don't know a ton about them. Don't know all the little ins and outs, and I didn't think anything about where the deck lid actually meets the window. And on the G bodies, most of the GM stuff, we have a big filler panel behind the window, and kind of spaces things out so when you open the trunk it doesn't run into it. And I didn't think much about the Fox body. It doesn't have that, but it has a window trim that's a good bit wide, looking at pictures and stuff, and the trunk meets right up to that, or not right up to that, it actually has a gap there as well. So with a lot of these race cars, we run thin windows. A lot of them don't have the window trim or any of that mess around it. So it put a gap there, and wanted to do something with it. I didn't advertise that it wouldn't have a gap there or anything. All I advertised that it was wider on each side for a zero gap, but I didn't like it, so I made some changes. I can only do it with the two-piece thing, not the single. Not the one-piece trunk. It is factory length front to back, but with the two-piece I was able to offset it and make that where it would work, and it would be gap free. So if you run a flush mount window or thin acrylic windows, hey girls, thin acrylic windows and stuff like that, maybe I'm shooting a video. I was able to add a bit here to offset it, to move it forward and take up most of this gap. You still might have to do a little fitting through here, but it should be very close. And if you're already having to fit this edge right here, fitting it a little bit more across there, across these corners here, it's not going to be a big deal. These are all molded parts. You can tell by the way they're sitting up off the table. These are molded. These, I could make these on a flat sheet of glass and cut out 2 or 3 of them at the time and be more profitable, but you wouldn't get near the part. You'd be getting crap if you ask me. I just don't like it. So all this is made in the molds. These are about 75 thou or so thick, very, very stout pieces. You notice it ain't bowing or doing it. It's rocking because it rocks, but it's not bowing or doing anything crazy. That's very stout. It needs to be, because you really don't have a whole lot of room to get it all Zeused in with. And on top of that, it needs to be stout because this is where you're mounting your wing, and all your downforce and everything is coming through this and through your struts going to your bumper or wherever your struts are mounted. So it needs to be stout, but it also needs to be lightweight. So I made it stout with carbon. Still ain't heavy, still ain't heavy. It doesn't have no filler or no kind of bull crap. That little ridge right there is just this ridge here. No foams or any of that stuff in there. It's all carbon fiber. This here, as you can see, is a molded piece. The way it's bridged up, Yes, can I push it down? Yes. This is a little thinner. This is, pick it up in the middle, you really don't get any bow at all. If you pick it up from one side, you do. This is all carbon as well, nothing inside of it. You know, it looks a little flimsy. It's really not. This is around 60 thou thick, and I actually put a little piece in the middle to make that a little bit more stout. But when you get yourself 5 Zeus's across there, or 4 Zeus's, a few across here, and 2 or 3 across the front, you're not moving that. That's going to be so stout. You know, it's going to do whatever. It's not going to cave in on you or create any kind of aero drag or anything silly. It's going to be badass. It's a great product. I really like it. I'm glad we're selling them. It's been worthwhile. You know, a lot of the body panels that I've had thus far were only parts that I made for my car. You know, the belly pans and the wings and stuff have been mainly what I was concentrating on, but wanted to add a few things that I thought would sell, and I'm glad that these are doing as well as they are. It makes it worthwhile. If you didn't see my post from the other night, I would like to do a 2-piece hatch for a Fox body, where same principle, the hatch, you know, you have a 6-8 inch section that stays in place, so the wing and everything, and I'm gonna have to give myself as much room there as possible, but the rest of it will lift off and allow you to service whatever's in the back, whether that be your shocks or your fuel system or ice tanks or whatever's back there. You know, people do a lot of different things with these cars, and I think that would be a great way, especially on the hatchbacks, when you change out that OEM hatch to something like this. It is a ton of weight off the car. I think with that mindset, I think you could probably get one of those cars lighter than you can get a coupe. I'm not an expert on that, but I think it would be a great part, and I'm just kind of looking to see what other people, hatchback owners, have to say about that. If there's a market there, if there is, it's something I'm willing to delve into. But just wanted to show you guys some of this stuff, have a little shop talk. I installed some new lights. I come in, I only had about 2. I got these big old corn light deals, they call them. They're huge LEDs. I had like 7 at one time, and they were fabulous. This place, you could see anything in here, and they've been slowly dying out over the years. They were used when I got them. They've been slowly dying out. So when I came in here earlier this week, one of the 2 that I had left was dead. So I put this up. I put some new light up in the lift area in the ceiling where my car lifts at. Got a couple more of these big octagon lights I'm gonna put around, and just trying to get better every day, get more efficient, reach more followers, reach more customers, have more talks, you know, go over some of my work, what I do, why I do things, and answer as many questions as I can without, you know, giving away too many secrets, and build my following. And I appreciate every single one of you guys that follow our page. We're nearing in on 10,000. You know, when you look at the people that have millions of followers, and man, 10,000 doesn't seem like anything. And I look around some of the swarming here, you see me sweating. I look around at some of the companies that I've known for a long time and looked up to for a very long time, and I check their pages out, and I have more, really close to the same amount of followers as them. It's fantastic. So I'm really excited to get to 10,000. I think I'm coming in close to 9,700 or 9,800. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give something away. I'm gonna have to do some sort of drawing or something, but definitely gonna have to give something away to make that worthwhile to all of you. So appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for following, and I hope you guys have a great day.